Hello everyone, I hope you all are fit and fine. So in this video we will start with a new chapter, that is kingdom classification. You should know the term classification, right, before dealing the chapter in detail. So what do you mean by classification? Here we will discuss meaning and the concept of classification. What is this classification? It is a process of arranging things into groups or sets according to some common in properties, right? Means we will arrange the things according to their some common properties. Let us say we are having number of notes with us, right? Physics notes are there with us, chemistry notes are there with us, and bio notes are there with us. So if we will keep them in all together, let us say physics, chemistry, bio all together, it will be very difficult for us to take out the notes whenever we will need them in hurry. So we will arrange them according to some common properties. Like we will keep physics notes in one shelf, then chemistry notes in the other, and similarly bio notes on the other shelf. So in the same way, classification means we will arrange the things according to some common properties into groups or sets. So biological classification, the term biological classification, it means classification of the living organisms. Bio term is associated with living organisms. So biological classification means classification of the living beings. Here we will group organisms together on the basis of similarities and their separation into different groups on the basis of differences. Like group organisms, right? We will group the organisms, living organisms, on the basis of their some similar properties, right? And we will separate them into different groups on the basis of their differences. So this is the biological classification. It means the classification of the living organisms. Then what are the advantages of this classification? If classification, we have just studied the example of biology, physics, chemistry notes. So it is saving our time, right? And it will be very easy for us to understand and to take out the things in a short period of time. Similarly, there are some advantages of classification. It makes study of wide variety of organisms easy. We know that number of organisms are there, variety of organisms, billions of organisms are present on the earth. So if you will arrange them according to some common properties and separate them according to their, on the basis of their differences, it will be very easy for us to understand them and to study them in a short period of time. It shows relationship between organisms of different groups, as well as we can compare the organisms of different groups. Then it supports the idea of evolution of organism from simple to complex ones. How the today organisms, they have developed from their older generation. So it is also supporting the idea of evolution. How the complex ones, that is in today's world, how the organism, they have developed from their past ancestors. So these are some of the advantages of classification. Now here is one term, that is taxonomy. What is this taxonomy? You have studied botany and zoology. What is botany and zoology terms? Botany means the study of plants, right? Botany means study of plants. It is a branch of biology that deals with plants, and zoology means the branch of biology that deals with animals. So similarly, this taxonomy is the branch of biology that deals with naming and classification of organism. So taxonomy deals with naming and classification of the organism. It is a branch of biology that is dealing with the naming and it helps in classifying the organism. So here are some names of scientists. First one is Aristotle. Aristotle, he has divided the living organisms into two groups, that is plants and animals. Plants were given a separate group and animals were given a separate group according to Aristotle. Then the next scientist came and his name is Carolus Linnaeus. He has suggested kingdom system of classification. Means he has suggested the kingdom system of classification, that kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. Means under kingdom Plantae all the plants, trees, then small plants, everything will be under kingdom Plantae, and under kingdom Animalia all the animals will be present, right? Then Ernst Haeckel, and he has given the three kingdom system of classification. According to him, he has divided the organisms into three kingdoms. First one is Protista, then is Plantae, and then is Animalia. In kingdom Protista, what he has taken, he has used this Protista, and in this kingdom he has kept all the unicellular organisms. Means all the unicellular organisms. What are these unicellular organisms? Whose body is made up of only one cell. In the tissue chapter we have already studied unicellular and multicellular terms. So unicellular organisms means the organisms whose body is made up of only one cell, and he has kept all these unicellular organisms under kingdom Protista. And under kingdom Plantae he has kept all the plants, and similarly under kingdom Animalia all the animals. Then the four kingdom system of classification was given by Copeland. He has divided this living organisms into four kingdoms, into four major groups. Protista, Plantae and Animalia was there, but he has introduced one more term, that is Monera, and he has kept Monera, and he has kept all the prokaryotes under Monera. Prokaryotes and eukaryotes, what are those prokaryotes, eukaryote difference? Prokaryotes are those organisms which are not having well-defined nucleus, right? Means nuclear envelope is not at all present. Nucleus is not at all well-defined. And eukaryotes are those organisms in which there is a presence of well-defined nucleus. The genetic material, that is DNA or whatever it may be, RNA, it is surrounded by a nuclear envelope. But in prokaryotes, there is no well-defined nucleus. Nuclear envelope is not present inside the nucleus. Then kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. So in the Monera, he has used prokaryotes. He has kept all the prokaryotes in kingdom Monera, and in kingdom Protista he has kept unicellular eukaryotes. Means eukaryotes which were unicellular. Means the body is made up of only one cell. Unicellular eukaryotes were kept under Protista. Then there is the five kingdom system of classification, and it was given by Whitaker. He has again introduced Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. So he has introduced one more kingdom, that is Fungi. And in kingdom Monera, all the prokaryotes as suggested by Copeland. Then in Protista, all the unicellular eukaryotes as again suggested by Copeland. But Fungi, it was special kingdom which was introduced to keep the saprophytes. What are these saprophytes? These are those organisms which are feeding on dead and decaying matter. So saprophytes are those organisms which feed or which eat dead and decaying matter. What are saprophytes? They feed on dead and decaying matter. So these are the saprophytes. Then in kingdom Plantae, he has kept all the autotrophs. What are autotrophs? These are those organisms that are preparing their own food. And in kingdom Animalia, he has kept heterotrophs. What are these heterotrophs? Heterotrophs are those organisms that are not able to synthesize their own food by themselves and they depend on other organisms for their food. And Animalia is for heterotrophs. So let us revise what we have studied. First one, that is kingdom classification. Here we have studied the definition of the classification, means we will arrange the things into common groups or sets according to their common properties. Then there is biological classification, means it is a classification which is dealing with living organism. Classification of living organism is referred to as biological classification. Then advantages of classification we have studied. Then taxonomy. Taxonomy means it is a branch of biology that is dealing with the naming and classification of the organisms. Then next we have studied the names of different scientists. First one is Aristotle. He has divided living organisms into plants and animals. Then Carolus Linnaeus. He has suggested kingdom system of classification, and he has divided the organisms into two kingdoms, kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. Then Haeckel, he has introduced three kingdom classification, Protista, Plantae, Animalia. In Protista, unicellular organisms were kept, and in Plantae and Animalia, plants and animals were kept respectively. Then Copeland, he has introduced four kingdom system of classification. He has added one more kingdom, that is Monera. And Protista, Plantae and Animalia was also there. So Whitaker, he has introduced five kingdom system of classification, and he has kept kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, fungi, Plantae and Animalia. In the Monera, he has kept all the prokaryotes. In the Protista, he has kept all unicellular eukaryotes. Then in fungi, all the saprophytes. Saprophytes are those organisms which feed on dead and decaying matter. And Plantae is used for autotrophs, means those organisms that prepare their food by themselves. And Animalia is used for heterotrophs, means those organisms which depend on other organisms for their food and they cannot synthesize their own food by themselves. So that's all for today. Take care.